Alright, psychological torture. As I document the demons, they fly over and a demon is crossing path and a demon is stalking in the path with light. This is helicopter activity. Alright, this is how the people of the state are gang stalking together. Alright, the entity is maintaining helicopter activity in the sky space, and this is, again, aerial surveillance. This is not coincidental stalking in the path with light while the demons are monitoring what I'm publishing. She has perpendicular shadows she's monitoring. All right, this represents, again, this is my shadow upright. The entity is flying over by helicopter, anticipating that I'm going to step out. This is the same light activity you see inside of the apartment while you open the front door. These lights do not create that light activity inside of the depths of an apartment. This is the same light activity during the day while the fake sun is over. And while I am literally on my phone and I'm typing in real time, this is psychological torture that a population is engaging in. The psychological torture is to engage in more of that criminal activity, stalking you in helicopters, filling your space with the sound of the helicopters, vibrating whatever space you're in, the structure that you're in, with helicopters, while the demons who use helicopters, the city of Ontario, the demon that is Paul Leon, the population of demons who are monitoring with Paul Leon, and the city that is using helicopters to torture, to gang stalk, conspiring to murder with the people of the state, they repeat that in real time while they're monitoring on your device. It's Title 18 under Section 2261A, subsections 1 and 2. The entity that is engaging in that, that's exactly what I was typing about on my phone. This is the entity outwardly demonstrating the outright disregard and disdain for the public positions that they hold. They are exhibiting impunity, which is relevant to those who will be impeached, to those who will be removed from the position that they hold while they're gang stalking as a city. I'm going to get the people of the state that are gang stalking in this vehicle because they're going to federal prison. You're not coincidentally in the path where the entity is keeping a fake sun for the duration of the day. And this is the population that represents the entire city of Ontario coming onto the grounds of AVANATH. That is a gang stalker. The airspace, the property itself, the people of the state that are living and working here are engaged in that 24-hour surveillance. And while you see your shadows, multiple shadows, aiming light in that environment is the demonic pattern of conduct. It is analogous to what is keeping a fake sun. The entity is using the amplified train as a means of amplified audible activity. And this person's going to federal prison. Their license plate is 7GJE446. All right, they are stalking in the path with the Ontario Police Department, and this is why Paul Leon, Alan D. WAPNER, the entire city council is going to be removed, and they are being prosecuted for domestic terrorism, and so is Mike Lorenz. All right, the demons who are gang stalking as a police department, they are conspiring to murder and kidnap while they ceaselessly engage in psychological torture, with the people who practice that pattern of conduct. The pattern of conduct itself is psychological torture. You're going to pay attention to the shadows of the vehicle. This is engineered light that the vehicle is parked in, being in perfect alignment with me. This, like the fake sun, is in perfect alignment with me for the duration of the day. The people of the state come onto this property. AVANATH Capital Management is going to be civilly and criminally liable for that. I'm not ignorant about what the government is doing on its property, nor shall you be found anything other than liable for that which the government is doing through your employees, through those who you profit from while they're gang stalking as a population. That's a demon stalking in the path with a method of light activity in the parking lot. Everybody at this property is gang stalking. Everybody comes onto the property doing nothing but gang stalking. And Paul Leon and Mike Lorenz, the demons who are stalking in helicopter, who are acting with the population, that African-American elderly woman is monitoring while she walks by in what is engineered light. This is light activity. This is how demons monitor. And they all know it's what I'm typing on my phone. And psychopaths engage in more of that criminal conduct as I'm exposing the entity and speaking to what is reasonably resulting from an entity that is Paul Leon, the city council, who knows what the police department is doing, engaging in that high crime of organized crimes of seeking to psychologically torture in order to murder and kidnap. While they have illegitimate courts, they have an illegitimate city council, they have an illegitimate business practices in the city. Every business is engaged in federal stalking in Ontario, in the state, in other words. The population is engaged in, the state of California is engaged in conspiring against American citizens to murder and kidnap them while they place them in what is a system of what is gang stalking. And that third party whose license plate is documented, they're going to federal prison. All right. They're not coincidentally, but intentionally engaging what is presence in the path. That's a method of light when you have multiple shadows. OK, moving around in the parking lot while the entity engages in the sound of reminiscent of gunfire. These are demons that are engaging in threatening. Everything that they're doing, they're not getting away with anything. I'm exposing all their tactics because this whole property is going to be displaced. AVANATH is not going to be participating in any low-income housing programs. They are disqualified as criminals being prosecuted for gang stalking with the state. And all of the demons that are in units 33 through 64 are going to federal prison. The entire property, it's 144 units filled with defendants who are going to be prosecuted for domestic terrorism. None of them will be eligible for low-income housing as a matter of being prosecuted for domestic terrorism. The Ontario Police is being disbanded. The City of Ontario International Airport is going to be shut down permanently. These are the ways in which the entity is financing, literally supplying terrorism for it to be underway, the machine itself underway in Ontario, as I'm showing you how that system works, and doing so through the very population, okay? You have this demon that's unemployed, sitting 24/7, a highly energetic, demon-possessed elderly citizen who does not go to sleep. She doesn't leave from position over me. She's even stalking as I go to the bathroom, but she can't go to work, though, and pay her rent. These are the things that have to be addressed when Paul Leon and demons of the like are removed from the positions where they're engaging in what is financing terrorism, where the demons are stalking in a helicopter. That's what they're spending millions of dollars on. And they are triggered and upset because I am exposing it, and I'm also speaking to what is necessarily going to follow. Mike Lorenz is a demon. He practices witchcraft. He's inclined to sexual violence. That's why he's gang stalking as a chief of police over a corrupt police department who have engaged in a pattern of kidnapping. That's speaking to the demon-possessed sheriff's department, very heavily documented. They're going to be disbanded, and the Ontario International Airport. The entities engaging in gang stalking with the fire department. This is all means of the municipality, in other words, and that's what I'm exposing. It is currently, again, 6:09 p.m. The Ontario International Airport is engaging in exactly what the Ontario Police Department, maintaining presence in the sky space, and that's understanding the demons that are in public positions in leadership. They are going to be removed, and they are also subject to prosecution. Okay, financing terrorism through the demon-possessed who are receiving low-income housing benefits. They're not receiving it anymore. You're not going to be treated differently because you're on a cane while you're gang stalking with the state, and the helicopters are flying over the same exact apartment building, communicating the same threat. There's no taking off. There's no Terminal 2 or Terminal 4. And what you hear while I'm outside is amplified inside of the apartment because they're engaging in surveillance. Delta Airlines, Southwest Airlines, Frontier Airlines. You have obviously Amazon Prime, FedEx, UPS. Those, they have commercial airline planes. All of the airlines at the Ontario International Airport are fully engaged in that criminal system. And those are just nothing other than gang stalkers that use planes as a means of surveillance. All right, Terminal 2, Terminal 4 is under no position where they're flying west and hovering over the roofs of Woodside Senior Apartments. And that's exactly what they were doing under the fake sun, okay? This is in the same exact engineered light where you saw the fake sun perfectly aimed with Tracy Banks's glass door, and engineered light ricocheting inside through her closed blinds, across the ceiling, and on her bed. This is highly demonic. And this is where the entity that's being documented for federal group stalking and monitoring engages in more of that system of psychological torture. And it equals the shutdown of the entire city, all right? No airport, no police department. You're starting over. They are infected with demon possession, engaging in the high crime of conspiring to murder and kidnap and profit, all right, off of the American citizens, where this satanic system is underway. And it is requiring the removal of demons such as Mike Lorenz, demons such as Paul Leon. Just to start with, the entity is doing so with impunity. So as I type out the documentation, so the helicopter activity begins. And that's exactly what this demon in apartment 55 does on behalf of the state on an ongoing basis. Okay, it is, again, speaking to the strip down of the criminal conduct in the state of California. That's what the city of Ontario represents, because this is exactly what was underway when I was living in Los Angeles. The fake sun was rising and setting, and the moon at night over the same apartment where I lived. The entity keeping helicopter activity as gang stalking while I'm at work and in my private space, which was literally the facilitating venue where I lived at. And this is exactly what the city of Ontario is engaging in. This is already shown as a matter of evidence. I'm speaking to policies which will necessarily follow, where the entity is engaging in this massive public system of exposing public corruption. It is currently, again, 6:11 p.m. The entity is going to produce to the federal government the names of the demons and those at the heliport and all the business of the Ontario International Airport and the police department, because they're each and every single last one of them are going to mental asylums and federal prison. It is ongoing impunity and malice. It's 6:12 p.m. The entity is maintaining aerial surveillance in engineered light. All right, this is aerial surveillance. Helicopter activity is amplified in volume inside of the apartment, because what you hear out here would not be able to be heard inside of the apartment, but they're targeting and they're demons. In the same way that a fake sun remains here from 9 o'clock until after 4 p.m., it's as demonic with the audible activity. That was a demon stalking in the path with headlights. That was a demon walking in engineered light monitoring, surrounding together while the demons were flying over. That's Mike Lorenz's conduct. That's Paul Leon's conduct. Financing, facilitating state surveillance, domestic terrorism, which is going to be thoroughly prosecuted. And then you are uprooting the problem, because the demons are strategically placed in positions of government and they shall not remain. And they continue to demonstrate why it is a matter of public safety that they be uprooted and permanently removed. It is currently, again, 6:13 p.m. This is P.O.C.